You think that starting a business is too risky and that a stable 9 to 5 is a safer path? If that's you, this video's for you, especially if you've ever thought, I'd love to start something, but I just can't risk losing what I already have. But here's the surprising part. What if the risk you're trying to avoid is already happening? What if job security, as we think of it, is actually an illusion? Hey, I'm Pete. I'm a husband, father, and an entrepreneur. I've been unemployed, I've had steady work, and I've started and stopped things.
What?
And like a lot of people, I'm still figuring it out. Don't get it twisted. This video is not about quitting your job. It's about understanding the game you're in. So whether you stay or try something new, you're better prepared for what comes. And no, I don't have all the answers. But here's what I've learned so far, and maybe it'll help you see things a little differently. Let me tell you about my friend Jimmy. He worked at a glass bottle plant in Seattle for almost 20 years. Started at the bottom, worked his way up to management. He was making close to $200,000 a year. But in 2024, all of that changed. The company paused production in July. By November, they shut down the entire operation. I remember him being on leave in August, telling me, I'm not sure what's going to happen. 245 employees laid off just like that. Why? DEI. Psych. I bet you thought that I was serious. I wouldn't put it past them, but that's not the reason. Here's the reason. Low-cost imports from overseas that they could not compete with. No tariffs, no cushion, the plant was gone. Just like that. Now Jimmy's back in school training to be an electrician. Not because he wanted to, but because he has to. So was his 9 to 5 actually safe? Or did it just feel safe until it wasn't? Let's look at construction. Companies like PCL and McDonald's Construction. They look solid, but the truth is they're always chasing the bid. Most of the work is subcontracted. That means that if you're a plumber, laborer, or tradesman, you're only working as long as the project lasts. And I'm sure some of you can actually vouch for that. But after that, no guarantees. Unless another bid was won, everyone would have been unemployed in 2 years. I know because I bid on these myself. I put together a $1.5 million labor and cleanup contract for PCL. It would have run 18 to 24 months, steady work, good pay. But after that, no guarantees. Unless another bid was won, everyone would have been unemployed in 18 to 24 months. I know what some of you are thinking.
What gave you the audacity to put in a $1.5 million bid?
Hold on, what? Wait, let me get my good ear. I can hear some of you. Well, newsflash, the audacity came from belief. Belief in God, belief in myself, and a little bit of information that I'm willing to share if somebody would listen. Listen, you listening? You don't need to have the employees. What you need is the job, the customer, the contract. That's the foundation. The rest, the crew, the equipment, the schedule, that comes afterwards. Remember what I said in the other video? We don't stack materials, supplies, equipment. Nah, we stack opportunities, baby. That's what comes first. All right, rant over. Back to the scheduled programming. This is how the machine actually works. Even the big guys are playing the same game. What's that game? Sales, bid lines, deadlines, red lines, headlines. What's that? Sales, bids, deadlines. Sales, bids, deadlines. Rinse, repeat. That's it. The difference is business owners expect that risk. The 9 to 5 jobbers or employees usually don't see this coming. You remember Jimmy? Here's the financial reality of these big time companies. These companies don't always have the cash lying around. They float payroll with lines of credit and wait for net 30 and net 60 payment terms to come through, hoping that the checks will land before the cash runs out. How do I know this? I've had to do the same thing in my own business. The difference is I expected this and knew I had to hustle. Nobody promised me it would be easy or guaranteed. What's the conclusion? So no, I'm not telling you to quit your job. That's not the purpose of this video. And I'm not saying everyone should become a business owner. But I am saying, understand the system that you're in. It might not be as secure as it seems, and that's okay. As long as you know the rules and can plan for yourself. You don't got to flip your life upside down to start a business. You don't have to quit your job to start a business. You don't even got to be the face of it. Just like you can own real estate and still hold your day job, you can start a side hustle, invest in a business, or a small business, all while keeping your day job. I'm still learning, and I'll keep sharing with you what I find out. If this gave you something to think about, share with me in the comments. I'd love to hear your story too. Off script. The reason why I do this is because I wish somebody would break things down and tell me what I didn't know when I was just starting out. That's my whole purpose of this channel. If you don't agree with this, fine. My job, again, was not to convince you about this, but my job was simply to lay out some information that is true facts. That's exactly how this blue-collar service business really works behind the scenes. From the smallest guys to the biggest guys, it's all working the same way. Listen, even in white-collar businesses, in the end, it all leans upon supply and demand and sales. Pete with Aloha Bros Junk Removal, and I'll see you on the next one.